Cherie Hansen here. I am reading to you from The Art of Communicating by Thich, Nhat, Hanh, who is a wise Buddhist master who has gone through many opportunities to grow politically and as a peacemaker. This chapter that I'm reading to you right now is on the art of communication in community. I just want to ask you before I begin to please come on my YouTube channel and subscribe so I can keep you in a place where everything I'm learning, I'm sharing with you, and the goal is that you can find a way to live in a more satisfying, compassionate, and easier manner. He speaks about community strengthening compassion. Scientists have studied the behavior of social animals, such as birds and fish, and found that in every community there is an element of altruism. Some members of the community are ready to die and sacrifice their lives for the sake of the community. There is a kind of fish called a stickleback. They swim in bands, thousands of them. Whenever they notice the shadow of a predator, a large fish that might threaten the band of fish, a few dozen will detach themselves and go explore. They know there's a risk, but they want to go in the direction to see if the threat is real. If they find there's no risk, they go back and rejoin the band of fish. If there is a real danger, a few of them will stay to be swallowed by the big fish, while the rest go back and tell the band of fish to go in another direction. Ants also behave like that, as do bees and some kinds of birds. We humans also hear news reports of heroes sacrificing themselves in this way. This behavior on the part of some members of your community nourishes your own generosity and altruism. Scientists in this fish study found that if a school stays together, the generosity will grow. The descendants will profit and become more and more generous. If they are dispersed, the generosity dies very quickly. According to scientists who have conducted studies, when you are exposed to such behavior from some members of your community, the seed of altruism in you is watered. And when your turn comes, you will do the same. You will know how to sacrifice for the sake of the community. Living in the world, we have strong habits. We walk without any awareness or enjoyment of our steps. We walk as if we have to run. We speak, but we don't know what we are saying. We create a lot of suffering while we are speaking. Communities that commit themselves to mindfulness can help members of the community learn how to speak, breathe, and walk mindfully. The community helps train you, and you train yourself. When we practice in a community, there are many people to support us, but also more opportunities for frustration and anger. Loving speech and deep listening are key to community building. You learn to speak in a way that will not cause suffering in yourself and your community. If your community doesn't practice this, it's not an authentic community. Even if you have suffering and anger, you can train yourself to speak in a way that helps the other person or group understand what is going on in you, and that makes real communication possible. Our world can be a mindful, compassionate community. We need to find a better way to communicate. If we can do this in our relationships, we can do it in our work environments, and even in our political environments. We have to transform our governments into mindful, compassionate places of deep loving and deep listening. We each can do our part to contribute as a citizen, as a member of the human family. In the process of community building, we get the transformation and healing we need to further the transformation and healing of the world. This is a process of training and learning. When you speak, allow the inside of our collective humanity to speak through you. When you walk, don't walk with yourself alone. Walk for your ancestors in your community. When you breathe, allow the larger world to breathe for you. When you are angry, allow your anger to be released and to be embraced by the larger community. If you know how to do this for one day, you are already transformed. Be your community and let your community be you. This is true practice. Be like the river when it arrives at the ocean. Be like the bees and birds that fly together. See yourself in the community and see the community in you. This is a process of transforming your way of seeing, and it will transform how effectively you communicate. And what he is talking about here is a process of deep healing. We inherit a lot of traumas that happened to our ancestors. We have a lot of fear, we have a lot of anxiety, we have a lot of repressed anger. And the process he is talking about is to be authentic, to know what we're feeling and why we're feeling it, and to also get to a place where we believe in everything that we are, that by healing ourselves and by transforming ourselves, that transforms our community. And we now are living in a place that has compassion, calm, balance, and a way of dealing with emotions and trauma that actually end up healing emotions and trauma. And it's a perfect time right now to pay attention to his wisdom. Thank you.